Hello everyone, I'm Jay, that's Lucy, and Merry Christmas. I have gotten for Christmas a Sonic Series barrel break. And I know I'm behind the curve. This has been out for a long time. What are you doing, Jay? I don't know. But I really like this gun. A lot of Nerfers don't really care for it. I don't know. Some people don't like it. To each their own. I love the look of it. I love the feel. It's really a cool concept. It works really well, and I just want to mod it and increase the potential of it. The one thing I will say that every Nerfer I think can agree on is it comes with the most useful tactical rail attachment, which is the 8 dart holder, and it just clips right on, and it's very useful. And it comes with 10 micro screamers or whatever they're called. And it doesn't work well with other darts, although the elites, if you have new elite darts, it'll shoot those, but not quite as well. I'm hoping that modifying this will increase the potential of it to shoot other darts. But we're going to go ahead and take this apart and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay everyone, so I've unscrewed everything. There are various size screws in this blaster, and it comes apart really easily. Be careful of the mechanism there for the tactical rail. That can fly away sometimes, so you don't really want that. And it's really, there's a lot of stuff going on in here, and you've got to unscrew some screws up here to get to the other side. But for right now, I'm going to open up and show you what the air restrictor looks like and all that stuff. Here we have the plunger tube out of its assembly. It's easy to take out. There's a button right here that you press, which is the lever on the outside, but you can press it and you get the same effect, and it pops it open a little bit. You pull the barrel forward, and you easily remove this by taking the spring out and the trigger catch out. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to probably end up putting a little bit of electrical tape underneath the O-ring just to improve the seal, but what I'm really going to be focusing on is drilling out this thing completely. And there's a little hole right there. I'm going to plug that up with a little bit of E-tape as well, and that should be good. That's an air release hole. Inside there is the air restrictor, and I got a drill for Christmas as well as a rotary tool, which is a Dremel, but it's not actually a Dremel, so I'm just going to call it a rotary tool. But I'm going to be using the drill for this because it has a long bit. I was watching Lord Draconical's video of this, and he actually drilled around. He cut around underneath this part right here, and he cut around and pried it open. And I honestly do not want to, oops, dropped it. I don't want to go through the trouble of having to epoxy that back together. It just seems like a pain. So I'm just going to drill straight through it. So I'm going to go do that right now, and I will show you what it looks like after I've drilled it. And then I'm going to repeat the steps for the other side, but I'm going to show you how to take off that other part. So yeah, so here's what it looks like on the inside. I'm still in the process of cleaning things up in there a little bit. It's taken a while, but I'd rather do that and take the time with it than cut it open on the side and pry it and epoxy it back together. I don't really want to do that. So that's what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew the rest of this, and while my drill battery is charging, I'm going to take the other part out and show you what that looks like with everything taken out. So with everything removed, it looks like this, and you're going to have to pull out this black piece. I'm not even pointing to it. Well, we do. So here's how it looks with everything removed, and there's this black piece right here that you're going to have to pull out that's connected to this part, and that stops this panel from coming out completely. And the other assembly is right here. Spring is on. Air restrict is still intact for now, and I will be drilling through this one next, and then I'm going to show you some of the mods I will be doing. So here's one last shot with the finished internals. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it's going to be much better off now. It'll probably be louder. I didn't have the plungers. I didn't want to mess up the distances and the timing with stuff, so because there's a lot of moving parts in this. So it's probably going to be louder, but the air restrictors are completely gone. Everything's back in place. All the air holes are taped up, and I've added tape to the back of the plungers so that this spring has a little bit more tension. Excuse me. And so I'm going to put it back together and fire it. So yeah. Well, Nerfers, here it is. My finished barrel brake. I love it. I'm really amazed with the difference in power. It primes the same. It's a little bit tougher to prime, but it loads the same. It still accepts these micro screamers the best. It will take elites. I wouldn't really recommend using regular streamlines, but here's what it sounds like firing. The power is just really quite incredible. For stock springs with just a little bit more push from the electrical tape, it really makes a lot of difference. So, excuse me. While some Nerfers don't like this, I love this. This is a cool gun. It's got a lot of potential. There's really a lot you can do with it. It's fun, and it's an intimidation factor on the Nerf battlefield. So, to each their own, and I think there's a use for almost every Nerf gun on the Nerf battlefield, except maybe the deploy. The deploy sucks. Don't ever get a deploy. Deploys are bad. So I'm Jay, and hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I know I did. And yeah, so remember, modding can potentially damage the internals of the gun, so do so at your own risk. And remember, with risk comes rewards, so if you mod, you'll get better performance from your guns. As always, don't hesitate to shoot me any questions or comments in the section below, as well as any messages. Send me any messages if you have any questions. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a great night. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. Meow.